Good evening, Dr. Boodoo. Unfortunately, I do not work in a preschool classroom, and I didn't have any preschoolers laying around to do my activity, so I figured my best bet was to just talk to you one-on-one. I do apologize in advance if you see me looking over. I just want to make sure that I answer all of the questions that are asked of me. So for starters, the group setting would be in a preschool classroom, of course. I decided to do this activity with 4 preschoolers. We have 2 4-year-olds, 1 3.5-year-old, and then, of course, a 5-year-old, just to give an age variance of children. It would be a setting of 4 children. We will be at the table, and the activity of the name of the activity is going to be making mini pizzas. For DAP, this lesson plan will basically focus on social emotional skills. For starters, I decided to do a few topics only because the age groups of the children, the ages of the children, and then, of course, things that I feel they need to work on as a whole. So in this activity, we're learning about language, social skills, math, of course, because it's a cooking project, and then as well as make sure I didn't forget anything. Social skills, math, reading, language, and that was pretty much it. Those were the ones. Sorry, didn't want to miss anything. For my NACCE standards, I do have them listed as NACCE Standard 2E.2, and that is teacher helping children connect with print and spoken words. So the way that I would do that is basically when they're reading the instructions on how to make the pizza, not only would I have words there, I would also have pictures for the children that, of course, cannot read, so that way they can have contact clues. NACCE Standard 3E.7, teachers sometimes customize learning experiences based on their knowledge of the children's social relationships. A reason why I did pick this is because for one of the preschool classrooms that I do help out with from time to time, I know that they really enjoy dramatic play area. I know that one of the children in there, the 4-year-old, they actually have a cook in their family that they look highly up to and they speak about so much. There's also another child that is new and kind of shy, so I figured that would be a good way to have that child come around, so that way they can kind of open up to the other children. So that way we're throwing it all in there, working all together to help the 4 children that are inside of the activity. For preparations and materials, we will be using a tablecloth to keep the table nice and clean, just in case they drop anything. It's an easier cleanup. Napkins, spoons, 3 serving bowls to hold our pepperoni, our cheese, and our pizza sauce. We'll be using plain bagels, a few cans of tomato soup, wax paper, so that way that they can put their pizzas on. So that way we can put them in the oven to bake. I did add on there a conventional oven. Just so you know, that's not in the classroom, that is inside of the staff lounge. And the way that my center works, as long as we have permission to do so beforehand, either myself or the director or an adult that is free for the time can go in to cook the pizza for the children and make sure that they're ready for snack time, because that's originally when they would have their mini pizzas. And the mini pizzas is basically them following directions on how to make a mini pizza using bagel, tomato sauce, and then their choice of toppings, whether that be cheese or pepperoni. And then once we cook them in the conventional oven, they're able to eat them. So they're little small pieces, like bagel size. The teaching practice, I would read a book called Crazy Pizza Day by Bonnie Dobkin. I don't know if you ever read that book, but the book is basically based on different customers coming into the pizza shop to order their own special pizza. So there's like a robot who wants nuts and bolts on his pizza. There's a firefighter that likes lots of hot sauce to make it spicy hot. And then a few other characters, and they're basically just saying how they like their pizza. And the workers of the pizza shop are just overwhelmed from all of the crazy things that they put on their pizzas. And then at the end, there's this little boy that comes in and he's just like, I just want a cheese pizza. So I figured that would be a good way to introduce the activity to the children, so that way they can get their brains going of, all the possibilities you can put on a pizza. Even though we do not have those possibilities, at least they're able to make a pizza in some way or fashion. After reading the story, we would then go ahead and implement the activity, and we would do so by spreading the tablecloth, having the children help me set up the table by putting the cheese into the serving bowl, putting the tomato sauce, then putting the pepperonis, and then we would take turns going around. And then after completing this activity, we would then discuss our likes and dislikes about the activities, what we like on our pizzas, what we don't like on our pizzas. Would we want to do this again? Maybe we would not want to do this again. And then just coming up with other ideas as far as cooking projects. I do know that that is something that my center as a whole is trying to get back into. Once COVID hit, it was a complete stop on a lot of things, but now I guess the world is kind of getting back to normal, so we do want to incorporate that for like all age groups doing cooking projects. So I think the children would like that, and plus that's like one of our goals as a center as a whole to bring back. So support for all learners, I would say we would have, like I mentioned earlier, pictures next to the words, so that way the children can follow step by step what they see in the pictures, just in case they cannot read or have those contact clues. Dietary substitutions for children that maybe have like allergic to a certain ingredient. We will have things to supplement that, so that way those children are able to enjoy the activity to the best of their abilities. Ways that I would not be biased is by treating all the children the same, allowing enough time for them to complete their task. Also having the children and myself encourage each other. I know that's something that I like to work on with children, is like, I don't want to be the only one encouraging them. I would love to see their peers encouraging them as well. I think that's a great way to build social skills, language, and just self-awareness as well. Let's see. And so for closure, I said that we will reflect on the lesson by knowing next time, asking the children different topics they will like. I did put in there that I was being a bit biased, just stopping the children from having either pepperoni or cheese. Maybe I should have did a poll beforehand saying, okay, does anybody want ham or chicken or veggies? Different things like that, because once completing it and putting it all together, I said, I am being a bit biased by just feeling like the children will only want pepperoni or cheese. So that was something I did add into my closure. And that was pretty much it. So I hope you like the activity. I hope your week is going great. And thank you, and see you in week 6. Take care.